Todd Hamill, another one of those Milwaukee players with the Texas connection. That pass intended for Strickland, couldn't hang on. He got a big stick, though, by Billy Mitchell, number 22, first-year pro out of Texas A&M.
Yeah, he just started bobbling the ball, and then Mitchell came up and put the finishing touches on it. Nice scoring drive by Texas. We've seen some good ones, usually 4 plays and up on all these scoring drives, really mixing up the plays well.
I think both teams have played decidedly better here in the second half. Second down and 10 for the Mustangs. Stan Petrie, the motion man, and going long, and Hamill's looking for him. He's open. Off his fingertips. Dwayne Ware is right there.
Why not? If somebody's involved in a play, it might as well be Dwayne Ware. He's been everywhere tonight. Hamill almost gets that completion. A nice long throw. Straight drop back, 5-stepper, just going deep.
You know, the tough thing about being a defensive specialist in this league as we watch it, Dwayne Ware, is that you don't get a chance for redemption on offense. You're going to get beat as a DB, but if you do, you usually get a chance to come back as a wide receiver, not in Dwayne Ware's case, and he's having a great game. Hamill's pass complete to Gary Compton, first down Milwaukee. Texas quarterback Clint Dalzell joins us now from the Terrace sideline. Clint, you happy the way things are going now here, especially here in the fourth quarter? The play of your team in the fourth quarter, a little smoother now, yes? Clint having difficulty hearing us. We'll try to check in with him later. But he's having a big night.
Either that or he just didn't want to answer you, Mike.
Okay, big boy, you ask him next time. Milwaukee on the move with a 3-point lead. The draw play to Lincoln Coleman. His rotation now in the backfield, replacing Brad Lacombe, who had a good game.
Lincoln Coleman, you see a little bit of that stiff arm coming out now. You don't see that much, but these guys know you see more different kind of running plays, draws, pitches, cross-buck action runs with Milwaukee than any other team.
And fresh legs against guys who are playing up front both ways.
10 minutes to go in the game, fourth quarter. Conditioning definitely will be a factor now.
Hamill, looking for Compton. He got one paw on it, but it was behind him. That'd have been circus in nature had he pulled it in.
Just trying to split the zone there. Had a man on the outside and a man deep. Compton just ran right in between them. Pass was behind him. If he let him, though, I don't know if Kato Cotton was there. He may have been able to make a play on it if he was led. That may be why he tried to keep the throw behind him.
All right, let's keep an eye now on the Texas front three. Jamie Bragg, 99. Carlos Fowler, number 77. Also Chad Cofer, number 90. They're the men that have to put some pressure on Hamill. Compton in motion. The pitch to Jeff Savage. More fresh legs, another pair of fresh legs.
That time with 3 yards, they're just trying to get the first down. Again, running the short side of the field. And it looks close. You're right, it is. You look at the defensive lineman, hands on hips. These guys are wearing down a little bit. They can only be substituted for once. Once they come out and come back in, if they go out again, they're done. So let not only get one break in the quarter.
From the bench, the Milwaukee players are signaling first down. The referee agrees, and the Mustangs continue their drive.
Look for Milwaukee, plenty of time to still try and pound that ball. It was Coleman, it was Lacombe, now it's Savage.
Here we go. Right, 60, Z go. First down, ready?
Z go. Skip Stewart, 28. Or actually, the Z receiver is number 6, Stan Petrie, but they throw underneath to Gary Compton, number 2. more positive yardage for the Mustangs.
Yeah, whenever you hear the play call, you hear the Z go, that's just talking to one of the receivers.
Exactly.
Now, after that's called, the other two receivers automatically know what route they're supposed to run. Usually if it's a Z go, that means the Z-man is doing the long route, so you'll see the other two receivers do more short routes. They'll be the second and third receivers.
Second down now for the Mustangs. Inside the 10. There's that quick little give inside. This time Savage gets it down to the 2-yard line. That Milwaukee running game, very impressive.
Well, what they like doing, they started in motion. They make everything look like it's going to the left. Even the fullback, Savage, takes a step to the left, and then they come back. Again, it's called the old cross-buck action. They're starting everybody's momentum one way and just running back across it.
The only other team in the league that runs as impressively, I think, as Milwaukee does is Iowa, with their two, Andre Allen and Moat.
Right.
Orlando pretty good in that department as well.
See, Milwaukee already passed what they've done, and they are behind Orlando for the top spot.
They give to Savage again. Gets one before Kofer wraps him up.
And talking to Michael Trigg before the game, he said inside the 5, they'll just batter you right now. They already have the lead by 3. They keep the clock running.
All the things you're supposed to do with a good running game.
Don't be surprised if they try it again, or maybe something off the run. Now they set them up with a couple of runs in a row. Look for possibly something off the running play.
7:15 remaining here in the fourth and final quarter. Milwaukee trying to pad their 3-point lead. Savage. No signal from the officials. Down on about the 1-foot line.
No bones about this play. It's straight up the gut. The receivers are wide. Give it to them right up and let them try and gut out the yardage. All you're looking for from your offensive line is a little bit of a push. Defensive-wise, they want to go low and make some penetration and not let them get past the line of scrimmage.
Good work being done by Arnold Campbell, the center, and also Brian Drummey, the guard. This time Hamill's going to take it himself. Touchdown, Milwaukee.
Almost the exact same play we saw Clint Dalzell score on, is you let the running back be the lead blocker. Usually they've been handing off the ball to Savage. This time they don't. He becomes the lead blocker. Hamill cuts on the inside of his block in for the score. And I think he just got a flag. Savage very angry, yelling at somebody out there.
Offense.
240-pounder out of Arkansas, part of that three-headed fullback, as you've dubbed him tonight, and took exception with something after that play, and just his teammates trying to calm him down. He just kept saying something, and the refs will get you for verbal taunting, and it's not just physical, but if you're yapping too much, they're going to throw the flag on you.
Very fine line between playing with emotion and staying in control. Mike Trigg telling Jeff Savage to calm down just a little bit. Jeff's too good a football player to incur penalties like that.
Played his high school ball in Plano, huge high school football bed. They actually have a Jeff Savage Day in Plano, Texas.
Is that right?
Yeah. And they say he usually shows up for it.
Well, they have the Mike Golick days back in Cleveland, don't they?
They stopped that a long time ago.
Strickland on to attempt the extra point. Kenny Stucker's extra point is good. And the Milwaukee Mustangs have extended their lead to 10, and time running out on Texas. 5:29 remaining in the game. ESPN2's coverage of Arena football is brought to you by MBNA America, the official credit card of the Arena Football League. Mike Adamley and Mike Golick with you here at the Summit in Houston. Final 5:29 remaining in this game, and if there's some solace for the Texas Terror, something to hang their hat on, it's the fact that Milwaukee gives up more points in the fourth quarter than any other. Texas down by 10. Mustangs allowing 15.5 in the final stanza so far this season. Kenny Stucker to kick off. It's going to be a perfect carom for Dwayne Ware up the left sidelines. Michael James knocks him out of bounds. And that's where Texas and Clint Dalzell will put the ball in play. They trail by 10.
You know, talking to Michael Trigg before the game, he talked about defensive stops. They're enforcing that penalty that happened on the touchdown right now, adding 8 yards. But Michael Trigg talked about stops. He said he wants 2 to 3 stops per half. First half, they got 3 stops. This half so far, no stops.
That penalty by Savage gives the Texas Terror, incidentally, great field position just shy of the midfield mark. Pass completion to Edwin Howard.
Right close, wing loop, 50 wing choice.
Let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go.
Go. Right close, wing loop, 50 wing choice. Someone ready?
All right, so the wing gets his choice to 50 again, the 5-step drop. And the wingman, number 21, he's going to get his choice when he sees how the defensive back is covering him.
Okay, he's working on Wayne Wade. Gave him a nice little okey-doke. Dalzell instead went to the underneath man, Edwin Howard.
Dalzell had to go away from Mahomes right away before he could make his choice. He got a little bit of pressure up the middle, so he had to go to his secondary receiver. See the 5-step drop. Drummy coming up the middle, getting in his face a little bit. Dalzell knows he won't have time to wait for Holmes to make his choice, so moves to the second man.
1st and 10, however, for Texas at the Milwaukee 10. Holmes again, the motion man. Underneath to Edwin Howard, touchdown just like that. The rangy receiver from Rice.
Talked about him at the top at 6'4", 210. A lot of comparisons to Barry Wagner. Use his height, get him the ball on these slants, let him create after the play. Doesn't go down as easy as some of the smaller receivers will. Just spins off the shoulder tackle attempt into the end zone.
Any kind of comparison to Mr. Wagner is high praise indeed, but Howard's got a long way to go. He's just scratching the surface. Still has to play defense one of these days. DeFelice on to attempt the extra point and bring the Terror back to within 3 points. So we've got a barn burner here at the Summit in Houston. Texas Terror will try to get back when we return. Back with you here at the Summit in Houston. This is a game that Yogi Berra would have loved. It's never over till it's over in Arena football. Milwaukee holding on to a 3-point lead as Texas has just scored. 47-44 the score, 3:24 remaining in this game. That's assuming we don't go to OT.
Big series here with 3 minutes. Texas desperately needs a stop here. All the people behind the net on the other end lining up for the Richard DeFelice kickoff. More than a few have ended up over the net with the fans tonight.
6 to be exact. Free footballs. Will this be another? No wind in his face. Oh, he booms this one, yeah. And another mad scramble. He's not going to give that up for anything.
He went down for it. It's like a party in those end zone. Who's going to end up with it?
Officially the 8th giveaway of the evening. Right now, Texas's fine quarterback Clint Dalzell joins us from the sideline. You know, your coach was joking, Clint, that he said, hey, we'll score 50 if you'll hold them to 49. Well, you're almost there. Pleased the way things are going so far tonight offensively?
Yeah, pretty pleased. I just hope we get one more chance, one more series to get in the end zone. I think we'll come out all right.
All right, Clint, hang on with us 1 sec. We're going to watch this play come back right to you.
You bet.
Andrews in motion. Hamill to throw. Flags in the play. Hamill going for Andrews. Ware back on the coverage. He breaks up yet another pass.
Hey, Clint, is there a little extra juice in you coming from Milwaukee now to Texas, a backup there a couple years? A little extra zing in the throws tonight, a little more jump in the fire?
Oh, yeah. We've already exchanged words with the general manager tonight. You know, nothing real bad, a little competitiveness.
The important thing, though, a victory tonight sets you up for a legitimate playoff run, does it not?
Sure. This is our tough stretch right now, the last 3 games we played. I think we're going to come into a little easier schedule. Of course, no game's easy in this game, so if we can get a win tonight, I think we'll be on the road.
All right, Clint, thanks for joining us. Good luck in the remaining 250 in the game.
Thank you.
Texas on an infraction. One of their linebackers breaking the plane of the defensive line. Can't get that close to the defensive line again. That was called by the hard count of Hamill.
Not a knock against the guys who play in the show, but wouldn't you love to do an NFL game and have access to Dan Marino in the third quarter?
Dan, put the headphones on.
Hamill to throw. Skip Stewart open. Touchdown, Milwaukee. Oh, my goodness.
You know, we talked about defensively for Texas, Dwayne Ware being everywhere. And on returns, unfortunately, the last 2 scores for Milwaukee, he's been on the wrong end and gotten beat deep. Nice out route, great timing. You see Ware falls down. He would have been come up, just been able to push Stewart out of bounds. He falls down. Stewart just branches into the end zone. Oh. Again, trying to make it a 10-point lead. Been Texas' downfall, but then scoring a lot of points, but their defense statistically ranked last in the league.
Last in scoring defense, last in total defense. Kenny Stucker's extra point attempt. Not picture perfect, but it's good. It counts. Some extracurricular activities going on the field. Tempers a little heated, as you might expect at this stage of the game between 2 teams. As you mentioned earlier, Mike, trying to keep pace with the Iowa Barnstormers in the Eastern Division.
Well, refs step in quick, especially when there's some extracurricular going. They're not going to take it. They're going to keep a hard line on this game.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 4 of the kickers. After the PAT was successful, the point's good, will penalize after the kickoff.
So another big penalty against Milwaukee, and maybe Texas can take advantage of it again. They trail by 10. Stay with us. Remaining in the 4th and final quarter, the Milwaukee Mustangs on top of the Texas Terror by 10, 54-44. Reminder, the Sunday night baseball game of the week on ESPN, 8 Eastern. Boston versus the New York Mets, the ESPN's first interleague game between 2 teams who have not met since the 1986 World Series. Mike, a pair of outstanding first basemen, Mo Vaughn for the Red Sox and John Olerud for the New York Mets. Stucker's kick, again fielded by Ware. Boy, this would be a perfect time for a big return, but some nice open field tackling by David Andrews, number 4. Tonight's Old Spice storyline, we talked about this being a tale of 2 quarterbacks, Hamill and his understudy back in Milwaukee last year, having terrific evenings, 10 touchdowns between the 2 of them.
Yeah, they're battling. They've got almost an even game going. You look down at that rushing, that is a huge statistic. Milwaukee really pulling some games out because of their ability to rush, not only run the ball, but then set up the plays off the run.
And that may be the difference between these 2 teams tonight. Lincoln Coleman, Jeff Savage, and Brad Lacombe, the 3-headed fullback for Milwaukee, doing the job on the ground for the Mustangs. Texas trying to battle back here in the waning moments. Dalzell, interception, picked off by Michael James. Touchdown, Mustangs.
That could be the proverbial nail in the coffin. We've seen Dalzell escape the pressure. This time he doesn't. No, every time the ends have stayed inside and he's gotten outside. This time he's got nowhere to go. They're coming from the middle and from the sides. Nowhere for him to run. Puts the ball up. This is exactly what happened to him last week against Orlando.
And I'm not sure Clint ever saw Michael James. He was kind of screened behind one of Clint's other receivers.
And he had been escaping all night tonight. Last week at the end of the Orlando game, they started getting that cup protection, closing in around Clint Dalzell, and affected the throws, just like that pressure did right there.
Michael James came into tonight's game 4th in the league in tackles. He'll jump up the list in interceptions as well. He's got 2 picks tonight. Like a dagger through the heart, the Milwaukee Mustangs, that big interception, for all intents and purposes, have won this thing. They lead 61-44. By Milwaukee's Michael James, the Mustangs well on their way to their 5th consecutive victory. They have taken a 61-44 lead over the Texas Terror here at the Summit in Houston. Big Frank, I know, tough night. Coming up following our game, RPM tonight, television's first daily program devoted to racing. Join Kenny Mayne from our studios in Bristol, Connecticut. RPM tonight.
Dave, you were not too happy with what's happened tonight if Michael James could have sealed this victory. In 1995, James set an AFL record, 4 interceptions in one game. So go 2 tonight, a great night. Still a couple away from a record he holds.
Kenny Stucker has almost been Richard DeFelice's equal as far as booming kicks. Hits that soft netting between the uprights. But a nice pick by Kato Cotton. Look out, he's gone. Only Stucker standing in his way. He got a hand on him, but not before Kato picks up 10 more yards. Brad Lacombe, number 48, who's had a great night at fullback, doing the job on special teams.
Well, we've seen Dwayne Ware with a great return. We've seen Milwaukee with a couple of great returns. Now it's Kato Cotton's turn. Takes it around the end. Good seal blocks. You see the seal blocks. Then he cuts it back to the middle. This is all Stucker can do, is get in his way. They like him to make the tackle, gets in his way, slows him up for Lacombe to do a nice job hustling. Texas has got to score almost immediately on this play.
Kato, maybe Milwaukee's or Texas's best all-around player. 3 interceptions this year, 4 touchdown receptions. Very versatile player in college with the Arkansas Razorbacks. Dalzell and company not giving up. Cotton lunging for the end zone, but he steps out of bounds before he can get there at the 3.
And we are under a minute to go, so the clock will stop on incompletions, on out-of-bounds plays. It will stop. Just trying to let the receiver make the play here. Kato Cotton. Wayne Wade doing a nice job of getting him out of bounds.
The Milwaukee Mustangs, they have had quite a resurgence as you look at their record in the last 4 years, from 0-12 in 1994 till now. 10-4 in the regular season last year. Dalzell throws it away, and another free souvenir, number 9. Am I correct? Yeah, number 9.
We're going to have to get back to the company, make some more footballs for next week.
Well, I think what the players would like to see is, hey, don't give them away to the fans. Save some money in that department and distribute it to us.
Either that or work on the fans batting the ball onto the field.
Arnold Campbell, number 77, not giving up in the waning stages of this game. Helmet or no helmet, he's bound and determined to get to the quarterback.
You keep playing ball, whether it's on or off.
Dalzell with time for a couple of pump fakes. Touchdown, Edwin Howard.
Well, they got to be hoping it's not too little too late. They haven't lost too much time, maybe 10 seconds to get the lead possibly down to 10 or 9. See, it's coming right at you. Our cameraman's going to catch it. Howard gets in the way and makes the touchdown.
His second of the evening, but time has long stopped being an ally of the Texas Terror. They will go for 2. If they're successful, it will pull them to within 9. Howard, the motion man. Is this one of those off the net plays again? No. Bernard Holmes. 2-point conversion is good.
You saw the last time they tried this on a two-pointer, they had the motion, he threw it off the net. I think maybe the same play's coming. He does a little half roll and then comes back to the middle of the field. Dalzell's been liking that half roll tonight. It's been pretty successful through 6 touchdown passes tonight. Gives him a little more room outside that pocket.
Bought him a lot of time. Well, coming up on pay-per-view, Major League Soccer, look out for this stuff kicks. It's called MLS ESPN Shootout. You get up to 90 extra soccer matches you otherwise wouldn't see in your area. Only $69 for the entire year. Just call your cable operator or DirecTV to subscribe. MLS ESPN Shootout. It's been a shootout here at the Summit in Houston. Milwaukee's been firing the best shots. They lead 61-52. Dave Ewert, the Texas coach, looking on and hoping for some kind of last-second miracle.
No doubt we're going to get an onside kick here. Texas still has all 3 timeouts they can try and use, but they really need to gain possession on this onside attempt.
Well, there it is. Hey, Big Ralph Jarvis, the sack specialist for Milwaukee, also fancies himself as a tight end, covering up there on the onside kick. You look at the weekly scoring in the Arena Football League from 80.3 in week 1, then a drop off, and now they're back to 94.3. What do you attribute that to, Mike?
Well, you see in the beginning, offense is down. Defenses come along quicker than offenses. So on the defensive side, you see them playing a little better early. But as the season progresses, offenses start to get in rhythm. They're going to have the advantage on the defense.
Hamill, a quick handoff to Brad Lacombe.
Texas going to have to burn all their timeouts. Now, for the clock to run, you have to gain positive yards. And we're talking about Milwaukee's rushing attack right now, which has been phenomenal tonight, close to 60 yards.
Well, if you've liked what you've seen tonight so far from the Milwaukee Mustangs, we get to do it again next week from the Bradley Center in Milwaukee as they take on the Iowa Barnstormers, who are #1 in the Eastern Division and a threat to go all the way to the Arena Bowl like they did a year ago.
You know, we talked about Iowa's running game. That could be a Buddy Hayes special, 3 yards in a cloud of dust in that game. Now, that time they stopped him behind the line, so the clock is going to stop and they won't have to burn a timeout.
What do you think Woody Hayes would have thought about arena football?
He'd have loved the running. I tell you that. He'd have loved being able to be on the field as the coach. I think he'd have been in the huddle, though.
Mike Trigg and Todd Hamill trying to figure out how to eat the rest of the 30 seconds on the clock. Barring some kind of unforeseen disaster, they're on their way to their 5th consecutive victory. Hamill, nice little play action fake, had 2 guys in the same spot, Skip Stewart and Gary Compton, incomplete.
I think